Good day, everyone. My name is Michelle G. Clark, and I'm your favorite small town girl with big time dreams who God has definitely shown his grace and his mercy, and he has saved me from some life threatening things. And I am super excited that he did because tonight we are having a wonderful show, you all. Guess what? Which you probably already know if you've seen any of my Facebook posts. Tonight is Tuesday Talks with Miss Clark, LMSW, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yay! The crowd goes wild, right? So, yes, tonight we're having a special edition, one night only, back in town. Tuesday Talks with Miss Clark, LMSW, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the reason that we are having that is because we have a special guest who's going to grace our virtual stage today. So, before we get started, though, let's go through some household customs. I know it's been so long since I've actually been able to give you the customs and go through the flow because I know we've been like in and out with our fast break at 8. And so, in and out, trying to get you guys in and out as quickly as possible. But yes, we definitely still do empower you to live inspire free and transform for our professional ladies. And we're going to continue to do so. And you are going to be super excited about tonight because we're going to talk about another colossal collaboration that's coming down the pipeline this Saturday. So, you all, let's get through our household customs. So then that way I can give you all the low down. Hey, hey, what's going on? Kishen E. Newton in the house. All right, all right. All right. So, without further ado, let's talk about some of our household customs. And one of which, of course, is that if you would like to have a proper shout out, then make sure to put your name and where you are watching from in the chat, whether it's here or here, depending on what platform you're watching on. But make sure to do that so I can give you your proper shout out. It's not required, but it is a household custom. Additionally, we take a break for station identification for our hydration. So we will do that in 2.5 seconds. So in the meantime, actually, how about we go ahead and do that right now? So let's take that break. So for those of you all who are accustomed to the show, repeat supporters, then welcome back. And for those of you all who are new supporters, welcome to the show. And so when we say a break for station identification for our hydration, we have our bottles of water available for us to take a quick swig, if you will, to make sure that we stay hydrated because it's so important for our minds to work properly if we are hydrated, right? So go ahead, let's take that break. That should have given you all a chance to like this post, share this post, support this post, heart this post, whatever you want to do. But make sure you do share it because we don't want you to be the only one who are winning and living inspired free and transform. So make sure you share this out to everybody who you love. All right, everybody. So let's go ahead and take that break for station identification for our hydration. 1, 2, 3, let's go, team. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Yes, yes, and yes. Keisha Newton says water. Yes, H2O, agua, right? So, all right. And for those of y'all who know me, you know I like my water room temp. All right. Without further ado, I want to go ahead and get down with the get down because I want to make sure that we have a lot of time for you all to get a chance to get acquainted with my tonight, I guess you say my co-hostess with the most is my beautiful, wonderful, awesome guest. This young lady, OMG, she is absolutely phenomenal. We have collabed in the past. We've known each other for some couple of years now, and it was like love at first sight. When I first met this young lady, it was through a speaking circuit, the Leadership Experience Tour. And when I saw this young lady, I was like, wow, she's dynamic. I need to get to know her. And we did. And then we had some collaborations throughout. And then as last month, this is May now, you all. So in March, I know, right? Can you believe that? It's May Mental Health Awareness as well as Physical Health Awareness. And so we're going to get into that because that's what we have colossal collaboration come down the pipeline. And so back in March, we had our Women Inspiring Women International inaugural celebration for Women's History Month. And so now we are, guess who's back, right? So we are back again with another colossal collaboration. So without further ado, I want to introduce to some and present to others Miss Kishen E. Newton. Come on down to the stage. The crowd goes
I
wild.
know. I feel like I'm going to the Price is Right. Come on down.
I know, right? Let's get a little bit up and close and personal here. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's so everybody can see your beautiful face. Oh, I love that red.
You know what? I'm trying to up my game. You know, I'm trying to be like you because you definitely got it going on. So let me just say this. See, while Michelle D. Clark talking, you are, and this is a perfect segue and a perfect um, parallel to what our upcoming health awareness symposium is about. Michelle D. Clark, y'all don't even know how phenomenal she is. You have no idea of how much of a overcomer she is, how much of a go-getter she is, how much she is going to break through those barriers and just tear down those walls. Y'all have no idea. And see, we do give women a platform to share their stories, but what you don't know, ha, one day you will. So I'm just going to leave it at that, tease it there, because Michelle D. Clark is that deal. So I am so glad that we are truly, truly collaborating again. I will continue to keep you in my prayers because you my girl. How about that?
Thank you. I so appreciate it. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. Sisterhood. Sisterhood, it means so much. When you have people who are really there for you, I mean, like for real, that FR, for real, are there for you in your corner, ace boon coon, down like four flat tires. That's what I'm talking about. I know, right? Love and all of that. Kishen, you are absolutely amazing, and I appreciate you being there for me in every way. So you're absolutely amazing, and I appreciate you. And I'm so appreciative for this collaboration. We have another
Yes.
colossal collaboration, you all. So this Saturday, y'all, this Saturday, let me see if I can get that banner up, y'all. This Saturday, we are having our Women's Health Awareness Symposium. Yes, Women Inspiring Women International, we are back again for a wonderful, colossal collaboration because it's so important. With today, this month being mental health awareness. Yesterday's show, if you guys got a chance to catch it, if you didn't, hashtag replay is for real. But yesterday's show on our fast break at 8, I was talking about check on, it's time for a checkup. And I was saying that if you need to check up on somebody, please make sure you check up on the ones you love. And if somebody's checking up on you, make sure you give them the for real of how you're really feeling. So that way they can help you. If we are, glossing over, oh, I'm good. Well, being good is going to keep you from being great. So if you
Hmm.
have any, hello, somebody might want to write that down.
Tell it.
Being good may keep you from being great. And whether that be physically, emotionally, financially, right, spiritually, mentally, all of those to leads or a leads, right? All of those leads. You want to make sure that you are transparent and authentic with the people who are around you. And for those who are used to being da 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 da, Supergirl or Wonder Woman, listen,
Mm-mm.
sometimes we need to take our capes off too.
Hello.
So
For real.
yes. So this Saturday, you'll be able to take your cape off. Get your pens and papers ready, or people who like to type, but make sure you take copious notes because we're going to have some speakers that's going to come down the pipeline who are going to be absolutely phenomenal. Keisha, tell me, why are you so excited about this Saturday?
I am so excited about this Saturday, keeping in the true name of who we are, what we are, Women Inspiring Women International. That in itself lets you know that we have crossed the borders beyond the United States of America. I am excited because we have CEOs, we have entrepreneurs, we have business owners, we have licensed therapists, we have women who just have gone through unbelievable amounts of pain. Pain, but if you look at it, it looks pretty. And I don't know if there's such a thing as pretty pain, but when you go through something and people don't know it, that's called pretty pain because sometimes you can't let people see what you're going through until you get on the other side of it. And then they're like, I didn't even know. That's okay because we are equipped to go through it if we have the mindset. And of course, with Michelle D. Clark, the mindset management coach, she is the one who is living that. She exudes that. You know how people talk and they just talk, but they don't walk what they're talking. She walking and talking at the same time, y'all. That's all I'm going to say. But she mentioned taking copious notes. Be prepared, whether you are physically with a pen and paper or you are on your phone, your tablet, whatever it is, you are going to want to take notes because these women are absolutely unequivocally phenomenal in their own rights, and they have lessons, they have tips, they have tools, they have resources that you are going to want to tap in. And if you don't, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Do not sleep on this, y'all. The only thing it is going to cost you is your time, whether you are in your car, whether you are at the library, whether you are at home, you are in your solitude, whether it's a whole bunch of people around you. Put your earbuds in and you need to get locked in. That's why you need to be there.
10,000%. 10,000%. Listen, if that was not something that made you say, you know what, let me go ahead, lock that date in. You see the little ticker going around the bottom there. It's going to be this Saturday, y'all. This Saturday at 12 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Eastern. It's Eastern Daylight Time. I know I still say EST, but EDT. Either way it goes, New York time.
Yeah,
Right.
I like that.
Right. Let's just get that right. New York time. Right. So if you are in the New York time zone, then it's going to be at noon. And if you are not, then adjust, make your adjustments accordingly. Right. So,
Okay.
but yes. And so I'm super excited, not only because of the fact that Keishan and I are collaborating yet again. Trust me, that was excitement enough, like cartwheels and backflips, right?
Hello.
So, in addition to that, like Keishan stated, we have some phenomenal powerhouse speakers, 8 dynamic young ladies who are gracing the stage. And as a matter of fact, y'all, we have a young lady I want to bring to the stage right now. And this young lady is an executive and an organizational consultant, and she has one of the most amazing stories that you are going to hear this Saturday. So, without further ado, I want to introduce to some and present to others Miss Jessica Collette. Come on down to the stage, Miss Jessica. How are you?
Hi. Good. How are you doing?
Jessica!
Hi, Keishan.
Hey, hey.
Yeah. So I didn't get the prices right, like song and dance and everything. I think we all need to do some.
I know,
Come
right?
on down.
Come on down. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, there we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
How are you?
Oh, I am super
Yeah.
fantastic and terrific on Tuesdays, and I'm even more terrific because you are here. I'm
Oh,
super excited to have you on the show, and even more ecstatic to have you this Saturday, y'all. Trust me, you want to be in the house. Like I said, backflips, cartwheels, all of that. You want to be in the house this Saturday because Miss Jessica has a phenomenal story that you do not want to miss out. So Miss Jessica, if you could just tell us just a snippet of, well, tell us about yourself and then a snippet about what you're going to talk about because y'all gonna have to be in the house, right? Y'all gonna be in the house Saturday. We're not gonna give up all the
no,
good,
I'm not giving it all away. Nope.
right? Right. Why
Um,
buy the calf and get the milk for free?
yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I guess in short, it's just a whole mixed bag of growing up in poverty and being exposed to certain things. You know, when your single mom is doing the best that she can do, you're often exposed to some things that are traumatizing, violent, whether it's abuse, manipulation, just uncomfortable situations. And I kind of had all of that, and then a little bit more. So with that, that's a good amount of my story. But I always thought that I needed to get out and to get out of the small town, get out of poverty, and I thought my way of doing that was to go work at the Target warehouse or the Meijer warehouse and make $13 an hour, which is honorable work and it's great. But I also never thought of college as something that I could do. Certainly never thought of something like running a business or starting businesses or starting nonprofits like I have. And with that, I just had a few people along the way who challenged me when I came up with ideas or when I was questioning things. They were like, well, go do it. And I was like, what do you mean go do it? I don't just go do things. And so then I did. And it's been a journey of about 20 years ever since. Lots of heartache and joy and reflection and hopefully sharing that with other people. So maybe they only have to go through a fraction of it and not all of it that I had to go through to learn some of these lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
good, Jessica. And to your point, you talked about, and we've talked offline. So you've shared a little bit about going through being growing up in a single parent home,
Mm-hmm.
and how you didn't have everything you may have wanted, and you didn't think that there was much for you until somebody said go do it, and you figured out a way to do it. So, without getting too much into what you'll be sharing on this weekend, what was the catalyst
Hmm.
that made you think that you could do it?
So I don't feel like I'm giving too much away by saying this because there's so much more to the story. But the very short version of the very long story is I was regularly exposed to somebody who was very abusive, very physically abusive, who I called dad. And he's on my birth certificate. He's my legal father, but he's not my biological father. But I didn't know that until I turned, or until I was 16. And I won't get into how I found out. I probably won't even get into how I found out on Saturday. But when I found out, that actually was this odd catalyst that made me realize I didn't have that monster in me. I didn't have that person or that ugliness in me. I mean, maybe I do. I don't know who my biological father is still, but it just like it opened the doors of this opportunity and freedom. And a lot of people, obviously I rebelled and I had a lot of drama that came after that because, I'd been lied to for 16 years of my life. And it's like, then I also found out slowly everybody knew but me. So that was fun. But with that said, it was one of those things that was just so freeing and liberating. It was like, in some ways, not knowing half of who I am has been this like, well, I can be whoever I want. I can carve my own path. I don't have to be brought down by baggage of what, some people know is, family history of things. I can just say, I can choose to believe, that not necessarily that, I'm a princess and my biologic father's some like royalty in England, like in the Hollywood movies, but it's more of a, somebody who is capable and healthy. And even if they're not, like, I don't have to carry that with me. So to me, that was the real catalyst. And then you get into meeting people along the way.
Wowzer.
Yeah,
Michelle D.
that is just absolutely amazing and phenomenal, and just the story and the transition and the transformation of being able to. I love how you said you were able to create your own narrative.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to create your own narrative, and a lot of times we're given a narrative, and we may or may not like it. And at any given point in time, whether it's biological or not, latent, we still have the choice to make our own narrative. There's a young lady, Futina Kirkendall, and I love it when she says this. She says, it's not our fault, but it's our responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's not our fault, but it's our responsibility. At a certain point, we have to, as one of the good books says, we have to put childish things away. And it's not to say that, it's not to minimize the traumas that we experience,
Mm-hmm.
but it's to say that our traumas don't define us
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
unless we allow it to.
Yeah.
So we have to make those choices that are we going to allow that to be a stumbling, block or a stepping stone.
Mm-hmm.
And I love
Yeah.
the fact, Miss Jessica, that you made it a stepping stone. You were able to do just that. And so I guess my next question would be, with this being a women's health awareness symposium, how important was it for you to say, you know what, yes to this platform and yes to women's health?
I mean, it was vitally important. It's one of those things that, I mean, I was raised around strong women, and what my mom went through, I saw it. She was mother, father, and everybody else in between. Um, and then just having some really exceptional women that I've got to see be successful, or even coach me along the way, and I just want to pay that forward. So it was one of those things that obviously it was a no-brainer to do something like this, and I want to keep sharing my story because I do know how that touches people and inspires people. And I'm only one sliver, I'm 1/8, of the people on Saturday. But that's the beauty of it, is it's such a well-rounded, great group that somebody's going to find something somewhere from someone. And hopefully I can be that someone for a few people, and happy to give back. And I think as a somebody who's regularly surrounded by men at the decision tables, I'm rarely with another woman. I want to open up those doors or build those doors for others. I want to welcome them in. I want to sometimes challenge them to step up and sit at the table, because sometimes that's even hard to do. And so I just hope that I can do that through this platform, and that's what excites me.
Awesome sauce. Woo woo. I'm super ecstatic, about that, and absolutely being able to. I like you say you're only a sliver, 1/8. That was cute. I like that. So, but you know what? Each and every one of you all, each one of the slithers are very, very potent.
Yeah.
Sometimes you only need a little bit of something to make a lot of bit of difference.
Mm.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly how I see each and every one of you ladies, that you'll be able to share with the masses, with the audience. So make sure that you get your tickets. We had a young lady, Miss Terry, in the house who says that she appreciates this and enjoying every moment of it, and that she definitely, I'll pull it back up here, and that she's definitely going to be in the house this Saturday. So for the rest of you all, if you definitely want to be in the house and we want you to be there as well, all you have to do is go to bit.ly, that's bit.ly/women inspiring women, INTL May 6th. Again, that's bit.ly, bit.ly/women inspiring women, INTL May 6th. All lowercase. We want to make it easy for you all. At some point in time after the broadcast, we'll make sure to make it a clickable link. But in the meantime, and in between time, you can either take a screenshot or take a picture if you're watching this on your laptop, tablet, or iPad. So, all right.
Or you
Oh,
can
go ahead.
type it in right now on another
Ooh.
device and get registered right now.
There
You've
you go.
already
Right.
heard
Boop, boop, beep, boop,
Jessica.
beep, boop, boop.
Hello, right? You just heard her share a little bit, and that's just she mentioned she's just a part of it, but her story in and of itself is so powerful. I mean, who just is able to grow up in what seems like impoverished situations and become the CEO more than once and start businesses. What did she say? She said she liberated her mind. She, whatever that was that kept her in that space, and maybe it's not what she went through, but maybe you have your own limiting mindset thinking, I can't do this. And just for the record, it wasn't like Jessica went to college right out of after high school. So don't think, well, I'm too old or I can't do it. As Michelle D. Clark would say, malarkey.
Yeah.
It's hogwash. Go ahead, Michelle D.
You're so funny, Keisha. Yes, absolutely right. Horse malarkey, we we have the opportunity to be whoever it is that we want to be, and the decision starts now. Right? So it doesn't matter what your narrative was in the past. It doesn't matter the mistakes that you made in the past. None of that matters. All of these things, and actually I like to wipe out the word mistake and just say lessons learned.
Mm.
As long as we can pull from it the lessons, whatever it is that we've been through, our traumas and tragedies and dramas, and all those sorts of things, whatever it is that's either happened to us or that we happen to those things, we get a chance to start anew every single day. Every day we wake up in the morning, we get a chance to choose us. We get a chance to choose to be the best us that we can be. And it just starts with, I talk about the 3 Ds, the 3 Ds. And that is, first of all, have a dream. So dream again, start dreaming again. A lot of times, once we, stop being kids and we say, oh, I want to be this or I want to be that, or I don't know if y'all ever sat on the porch talking about something, that's my car, that's my car. Y'all ever played that game?
Yep.
I grew up in the Midwest, and that was a Midwestern thing, I assume, I don't know if outside of that, but we say that, play that's my car, you know, and then somewhere along the way, we get told, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. Nobody in our family ever has become this, da 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 da. Or even if somebody doesn't verbalize that, we see the evidence around us.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it's difficult to be something that you can't see. So sometimes we have to use the vision outside of our immediate surroundings and really start dreaming again. So what was that you said in your life that you wanted to be? Guess what? You can do it right now. So the first D is to dream. The second one is to decide. Decide to act. And I always tell this story. There's 3 birds sitting on the wire. 2 decide to fly off. How many's left on the wire? Most folks say 1. And no, all 3 still sitting on the wire. Just because you make a decision doesn't mean you acted. So decide to act. Decide and then act on that decision. And then after that, the third D is discipline.
Mhm.
Discipline. See, discipline is doing that thing that you said you want to do long after the emotions have passed.
Mhm.
So it's easy. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, and you be like woo woo and rah rah and walking across fire and stepping on coals and doing cartwheels and all that kind of stuff. And I'm excited, I'm amped up, I'm fired up. And then that passes away. You're like, man, I don't even feel like, I don't even feel like doing that.
Yeah.
So what? Do it anyways. Art Williams talk about something. Just do it. Just do it anyways. Just do it anyways. Because we're either going to live the pain of discipline and getting it done, or we're going to live the pain of regret,
Mm.
wishing we would have. And you definitely don't want to wish that you would have attended this Saturday. So make sure that you go ahead and register right now with a CH, right? Right now. Register right now. Do not act now. Do not delay. You know how those infomercials say that? Act now. Do not delay. Don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. bit.ly/women inspiring women, INTL, May 6th, all lowercase. So whip out your phones, tablets, whatever you have, whatever you're not watching this on right now, or open up a different screen, because we can do that too, right? You open up a different screen, still listen to this, hurry up and register and come on back to the visual. But make sure that you are in the virtual space this Saturday, because we're going to have phenomenal ladies like Miss Jessica Colette, who's going to be gracing the virtual stage. And she's going to be sharing it all. She's going to tell you all how she made the transformation.
Mm.
So you definitely want to be in the house. All right, Kishen E. Newton, what would you like to follow up?
I want to echo the dream, uh, the decide, and then the discipline, because if Jessica hadn't dreamt that she could do something, they made the decision and the discipline. I mean, you don't become CEO more than once just by happenstance. There is definitely character traits, there's demonstrations. So I'll add a fourth D, demonstration, that goes along with that. But she did not allow circumstances to keep her disgusted. I'm adding the fifth D just to keep along with the lines of D. She didn't let that keep her down. She actually used her circumstances as a way of, okay, this is where I am. I'm going to get beyond this. I am going to get better. I'm going to do better. And successfully, she's successful. I mean, people can call themselves a CEO and it can be
Mm-hmm,
whatever.
mm-hmm.
She has demonstrated that by being the CEO of organizations who trust her. You don't just apply or they people call you unless there's a reason behind it, and that's been demonstrated. And they didn't take and look at her past to say, you know what, you had all this going on. No, you can't be the CEO. No, she had a mindset change. She shared it with you. She was liberated and then pushed forward. Now, if you want to hear how you can, maybe you're in that situation where you're like, you know what, my life is just horrible. You know what? That's because you said it. Stop saying it. Start saying something positive and then invest in yourself and move forward. And the best way you can invest in yourself is this Saturday to hear how. This may be your person who you need to hear, who you need to glean from, who you need to take notes because she's talking and sharing and pouring into you. Don't miss this opportunity to get free, to break free by listening to her story, because it is so inspirational and transformative that you need to hear it in its entirety and take notes. She's one, but she might just be your person to help you get there. So don't sleep on this. Register bit.ly, Women Inspiring Women, INTL, May 6th, all together. Do it now. Don't delay, because we had a full house last time and we anticipate that that will continue. But like Jessica said, like Michelle D. Clark, and like I said, you need to be there. You need to hear the story because you need to break free. Women's Health Awareness Symposium. This is a collective body of professional women, intelligent, educated women who have demonstrated that they were once in one place and now they're in another place. And you want to get to that place. That's why you will register. I look forward to seeing you. That's all I have to say. My name is Kishen. I am your human resource. I help people see the possibilities and what they think is impossible. I am disrupting HR, disrupting leadership, and this symposium is going to disrupt you.
Absolutely. I love that, and we do need a disruption. We need that
Yeah.
disruption, Keisha. A lot of times we're just going through the motions of life. We really sometimes get in this, um, I almost said rut, but yes, rut routine. And routines can be good, but routines can also be a distraction to
Mm.
what it is that we really need to see as purpose. Meaning that sometimes, well, let's just pretend like you are taking a trip and you're in the routine of driving to work and back home, work and back home, work and back home, work and back home. I don't know if anyone has ever experienced where when you got home and pulled in the driveway, you were like, man, I don't even really remember the last 3, 4 blocks.
Just the last few blocks, because I think it's the whole way sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did I get here?
Or even the whole day. Let's just go to the whole day.
Oh
Hello.
gosh.
Hello.
Yeah.
The humdrum, right? The
Yeah.
monotony. It's almost like we're on a conveyor belt. Next, 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 task, 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 next, wash, rinse, repeat, and we
Yeah.
get into that rut type routine and we miss the beauty. We miss the beauty. And that's the difference when we take a road trip and we're exploring lands that we may not have gone to before, whether we're taking a train, a plane, an automobile, whatever, a boat. We get a chance that we sightsee. We're like,
Mhm.
ooh, what is this? Oh, look at that. We see something new. I I implore you to see something new in your life.
Yeah.
Look around, see something new, and come out this Saturday because there's going to be nuggets after nuggets after nuggets being dropped this Saturday. Young ladies like Jessica Colette, you want to be in the house because just like Keishan stated that, what if you miss it? And that would have been the one nugget to turn your life from ordinary to extraordinary.
Yeah.
Ordinary to extraordinary. Most times, this is where I talk about price versus cost. Price is what we invest to be there, cost is what we lose by not participating. But guess what? What we did not mention, y'all, is that it's free, 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 free. It is absolutely free, right? No dinero, zero, zip, right? So only thing that's going to cost you is your time. And that is an investment. Or I say the price is your time. And that's
Mhm.
worth it. We love for you all to have your cams on as well because it enriches the experience to have the cams on. And guess what? At the end of that, we're also at the end of the speakers, we are also going to have meet and greet network. Because you know what I say, either networking or not working. You'll get a chance to network with the phenomenal speakers like Jessica Colette, who's going to be in the house, sharing it all, and then meeting with you. Get your questions answered. Get to tell who you are and what you liked about the symposium. But this really could be the make or break it point for
Yeah.
you. Seriously. So, Jessica, what would your thoughts be about? Because this is a women's health symposium, and we're going to be talking about mental wellness as well as physical wellness. How important is it, being a CEO? How important is it to keep those things intact? And what are some things that you do to help to manage those things so that way you can perform optimally.
Yeah, I mean it's another vital thing. The mind-body connection is so powerful. So not only what you say to yourself or how you treat yourself is going to translate into how what you say to others and how you treat others. So I very much lead with whatever good I can put into my body or have in my head is the good that I can pour out. And equally so, if it's the bad, then it's probably not going to be very pretty. So I try to do my best. But yeah, some of the things that I do, it's working out is incredibly important. Part of my story too is finding a love for running. I can't necessarily say that I run as much, but that just introduced me to all sorts of ways to keep myself physically fit. And then also understanding, I guess, my brain a little bit better. So when I run and when I work out, um, I very much get these like compartmentalized thoughts. So my mind is a bunch of different browser windows with a bunch of different tabs running at all the same time, and that is just how I work. Like I don't sit still. It's like it's just always going. And sometimes people will say to me like, "Hey, we were just talking about that. Where'd you come up with that thing?" And I tell them the whole rabbit trail that I just went on in 30 seconds, and they're like, "You thought of all of that in that time?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did. That's like welcome to my mind. It's kind of an interesting place." So with that, I just found that physical activity helps me focus on something, and then all of the sort of like organizers and cards start to go into place. So I can't sing the praises of physical activity enough. And that could just be doing what I did, where it was starting with just walking for, just even 5 minutes. I mean, I was much heavier about 15 years ago, and I just started walking. And then I started to I don't know why. I wanted to train for 5K because it's something I could do on my own. And I did it. And it was one foot after the other. I was incredibly slow. I walked a lot of it, but then that turned into running eventually. And I would actually call it more like rogging. It's like jogging running or something. But yeah, there's that. And then, of course, that taught me the time management. That taught me so many lessons in life. That taught me about like the fuel for my body and how much that matters in what we do. So anyway, to the long-winded answer to your question, now the short answer is just how important it all is so that you can be a better version of yourself for other people. And if you're not treating yourself well, whether it's by what you put into it or what you're saying to yourself, then you're not able to treat others well and to walk alongside them when they need you.
That's good.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, that's really good, Jessica. You know, when I love it when you say, the good that we put in is the good that we're able to pour out.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't have anything to pour out, so I'm looking at my bottle of water here, and when it's all said and done, when I've drained it out, if I don't either re-up or put some more in there, there's nothing left to give.
Right.
And that's how we are as people. And so we have to, and as women, so we have to make sure that we pour into ourselves mentally and emotionally, physically. And I loved how when you said, Jessica, just start 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day walking. It doesn't have to be a fast paced walk, but just walking 5 minutes. We all can do that.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think it goes back to your thought of discipline too, because one of the things I'm also a certified running coach. I didn't put that out there, but I am. So I am. I do love to coach people, but one of the things that I think people do is they'll either set goals that are a little too early to set. Like they just sometimes. For instance, somebody wants to run their first 5K. Well, they're setting a time goal. It's like, no, set the goal to finish. And don't set the goal to run as many minutes as possible. It's just finish. Just get through it. But at the end of the day, if you can just be consistent, if you can just get out there on the days that you say you're going to, even if it's just for a few minutes versus the 30 minutes you hope to do, that's a win. Because consistency is what builds the things in between, when you lose track or when you can't. And if you say, oh, I'm supposed to do a 30 minutes, but I can only fit in 5, fit in that 5. And that will return to you in spades. It's just going to be incredible. So the consistency and the discipline thing is so key.
I love that. I love that. I think that I agree with that. And I remember when I first started to exercise again for the umpteenth time, it I almost stopped again, but I knew that there was benefits
Mm-hmm.
to being consistent and being disciplined and doing it, since we're talking about mental health and wellness or health and wellness in general for women. That's all encompassing. When your body feels good, your mind it begins to feel good, and at least that's the hope. And sometimes people work out for the purpose of releasing some of that anxiety or some of that stress. So if that's something that somebody needs to do, and since you're a certified running coach, I'm just saying, somebody may reach out to you and say, "How can you do help me?" Because
Yeah.
people need help. I
Yeah.
do want to run a walk a 5K too, so we'll have to
Okay.
talk.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh,
my
I'm
whole
sorry,
thing is
I didn't hear that.
oh,
I
for the
committed.
record.
I want to, since Jessica is a certified running coach,
Yeah.
I do want to complete a 5K.
There you go. There you go. This is recorded, so we have the record. And by the way, I'm happy to help. And I would always say I will help anybody find their inner athlete. We all have an inner athlete in all of us. It's not about what you look like on the outside. You have one inside you, and it's whatever level makes sense for you. Yeah. What did you
Absolutely.
commit
And
to? I can see the.
I know, right? You see, like, oh man, I can't take it back now, right? And when you said that, Jessica, about being an athlete, no matter what level, I thought about one of Nike's slogans, and a lot of people may not know about this because they are considered like the athletic brand, and they basically talk about if you can move, you're an athlete.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it doesn't have to be this. You don't have to be LeBron James or Steph Curry, or
Hmm.
anybody else, top performers. Michael Jordan. You don't have to be any of those famous people who are at the top of their games in those types of industries. You know, you could just be you, be the best you, and because you're an athlete. So it doesn't take all that. And Keisha, I want to key back in on something that you stated, that a lot of times people, when they throw in the towel, they say, "Well, I stopped, so screw it. Start again."
Mm-hmm.
Remember at the top of the hour, we talked about how all you have to do is every single day start fresh. It's a new day. And as a matter of fact, the beauty of it is you don't even have to wait for the whole day to end. You can say it's a new hour, a new minute, a new second, and refresh yourself, re up, and start over. So I love the
Yeah.
fact, Keisha, that you said, I started working out again. So anybody who has hung up the towel and is looking like, well, I want to, but I feel like a failure because I stopped. The only time we fail is when we don't resume, when
Mm-hmm.
we put a period instead of a comma, and we let that be the end of the story, then that's what defines failure.
Mm-hmm.
But when we may not hit the mark, but then we keep going, that's a win in my book.
Hmm.
That's a win. So make sure that if you've stopped something and you want to start again, do it now.
Mm-hmm.
Do it now. Why wait? Take that 5-minute walk. If you say it's my goal to drink a gallon of water a day, start somewhere. Start with, if you're at one bottle, increase it to 2 bottles,
Mm-hmm.
a bottle and a half.
Mhm.
Start
Absolutely.
somewhere. And I loved how Jessica, how you said, "Okay, I'm gonna hold you accountable, Keisha."
I know.
You
I'm
got,
like,
y'all got that
Yeah.
right. I
Yeah.
love the accountability buddies. Accountability buddies. It's called accountability buddies. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Accountability buddies.
accountability buddies.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Accountability buddies.
Sometimes we need somebody to help hold us accountable. Because
Yeah.
again, when that motivation's gone, when motivation sits down, discipline needs to step up. And sometimes we don't have it within us. Sometimes we need some of those external forces, if you will, to help rah-rah and cheerlead us on.
Yeah.
So get somebody who can be your accountability buddy. And you be that to them too. Because when I used to do network marketing some years ago, and we used to say that, when you're up and excited and happy and doing well in the business, then the meeting needs you. You need to come to the meetings. And then when you're down, you need the meetings,
Hmm.
Mm.
right? So same here. Accountability buddies, when you're up and yay, let's go. I'm ready. I got my outfit on. call that person and be like, hey, what you doing? You ready to go out? And then when you feel like, meh, meh, text that person, be like, man, I need some help. And so that's one of the things when you come out this Saturday, you're going to hear nuggets after nuggets. And in addition to that, you just may meet your accountability buddy. Who knows? Because we are going to have that networking. You never know. We're going to have the networking at the end, towards the end, we're going to have the networking. And so then that way you get a chance to meet, hobnob, rub elbows, shoulders with people who are movers and shakers and doing it in life, who are performing at the top of their game and can show you the roadmap of how to get there. There's nothing better than to meet somebody who has been through the trenches, who've been through the traumas, been through the tragedies, and now they're living triumphantly because they made that transition.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're going to find in the room this Saturday. So make sure you register bit.ly/women inspiring women, INTL May 6th, all lowercase. All right. So we're going to go ahead and close out. So, Jessica, what are some closing words that you would like to give to some ladies, either about if they're sitting on the fence, I don't know why they would be at this point, or just any closing words that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I think that it's just that going back to the kind of, I can't say it. Sometimes,
I know, right?
sometimes words, they're hard. But accountability buddy, I think is what you said. Sometimes, you find them in the most unusual places. And sometimes you find them in the places where they're screaming at you. Like this event, is one of those where it's like, you want to find somebody who's going to help you, whether it's just through some nuggets or that accountability or connection or what have you. I mean, it's going to be at this event on May 6th. And at the end of the day, the power of community is so special. There will be people who you'll be like, no, they can't understand what I went through. They have no idea. There's no way anybody really has my experience or something similar to it. And I bet there is. Whether it's through one of the speakers or whether it's somebody else there. So in the after kind of meet and greet too, this opportunity to connect with other people is going to be so special because you might just find that person that you thought didn't exist and you were all alone. And guess what? You're not. There's somebody who can walk alongside you or walk through something with you, or maybe they're going through it at the same time and you guys can help each other out at the same time. And I just think that that's super special. And it's really hard to find. And that this being a digital event too, you're going to get it from people who aren't necessarily in your community, but in different cultures, different parts of the world, or different parts of the country. And that just adds its own really cool dynamic and inspiring dynamic to it all.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I know. Woo woo. Thank you for that so much, Jessica. Kishen, what you got for us?
Yeah, and to echo what Jessica said, and actually just the whole theme throughout tonight, you can expect something that's going to definitely resonate with you, speak to you, and you weren't even looking for it. I guarantee it. Every event that I've participated in, I've taken away something. I'm like, oh, yeah, I hadn't thought of that. And I write it down. It's like, okay. So when you do that and when you hear that, because you have to go register right now, the information is there. When you hear it, you'll be like, that's why I'm here. I've always been told, for those who go to church, I've gone to church. I grew up in the church. And when I was younger, I had I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about. It just did not register with me. But as I got older, even with different speakers, whether it's in the church or in another venue, there's always a takeaway. Not a critique necessarily, and maybe there's some critiquing that goes along, but you can almost always just extract a little bit that applies to your life from any word, any message, any presentation, any speaker that you listen to. And I guarantee that will happen this Saturday.
Absolutely. Very well put, ladies. So I thank you all both so much for gracing this virtual stage for our one night only Tuesday toss of Miss Clark, LMSW, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, that's the name of the whole show. And so thank you all so much for coming, because this is so important that people know about what's going down in the virtual space this Saturday. So thank you all so much for joining the show. And I look forward to seeing both of you all on Saturday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you all heard it here first. Make sure that you get your ticket. And we say ticket, it's FREE. All you have to do is go to bit.ly/women inspiring women, INTL May 6th. That is the registration link. And then from there, that will give you the Zoom link. So you have to register. So register now. The link is live right now. So register now so that way you have the Zoom link. Put it on your calendar so that way you don't miss it. Set alarms, set multiple alarms, whatever you need to do to make sure that you are in the house. There's nothing worse than signing up, registering for an event that you're so excited to attend, life gets in the way and you miss out. We don't want that for you. So we love you all to life. Thank you again for joining our special edition, you all. I know it's been so long since we've had our Tuesday talks with Miss Clark, LMSW, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So one night only, you all, and we'll return back to our regular format for our fast break at 8 tomorrow. And then on Thursday, actually, I will be seeing Miss Kishen E. Newton again, and we're going to have a couple of other speakers that will be gracing the virtual stage. So make sure that you are in the virtual house. We will be on Stories with Kishen this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you flip over to Kishen. And of course, I'll make sure to have on the social media posts, you know, where exactly to click and log on. So that way you can be a part of the action instead of wondering what happened. Right. So look forward to seeing each and every one of you all for our fast break at 8 tomorrow. Stories with Kishen on Thursday, and another fast break at 8 on Friday. And then the event, woo woo, Women Inspiring Women International is doing it again with our Women's Health Awareness Symposium. So make sure that you are in the house and that you have your virtual ticket, which is free. All right, you all, I love you to life. My name is Michelle D. Clark, and I am the mindset management coach for professional women with Lift Nation, where we empower you, the professional woman, to live inspired, free, and transformed. Take care. God bless.